Hello and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know about this project, this is a 65 C10 that I am morphing to a 2012 Escalade body. So I want to give a little bit of an overview slash update for those of you who have been following along. I finally was able to take the cab off the rotisserie, so it is attached to the floor under its own weight right now. The first thing I did, well, I did a lot of things, but there was a lot of cutting and trimming to fit, but one of the reasons why I'm documenting this is to help others who want to do this swap. They can kind of take my videos and see where roughly to cut and how I did it, and you might do it differently, but here's a little bit of a detailed video showing how it's kind of done. So here is about, that's where it ended up being cut for the cowl on the 65 C10. What I've already put a piece here and welded the C10 to the firewall on both sides. One thing I still need to do, and this was kind of tricky, was I was trying to figure out how I was going to do this, the inner cowl here. What I ended up doing was actually, the C10 was cut back, it was cut. So then I just kind of bent it up to where it needed to be, and it kind of worked out. So I'm either gonna fill that gap with weld, or if there's any wider gaps, I'll just fill it with some steel and connect those two. And there's plenty of room in there for the windshield wipers. So another thing that I did was I took the factory C10 windshield wiper motor out in the bracket as well, because I'm going to be mounting the Escalade wiper motor in there. So I did notch out, let's see if I can move this. So I did notch out the Escalade cowl a little bit to give it more room, but I still need to fill all those gaps with steel and weld everything together. And then I was kind of concerned about how I was going to weld in here, so I just cut a little access panel. I'll bend that down when I'm done, re-weld it. So I'm gonna seam seal everything once I'm done welding as well, so that water doesn't get into the cab. All right, moving on. So I would say probably the next thing that I did was this back panel, and I have a video a little bit about that. I replaced the rockers and the cab corners, but essentially this back piece here, I traced the profile of the bottom of the cab to match and trimmed it in there. I'm gonna still have some more welding to do, but that is spot welded to the cab. And then on the inside, I've bent up the back of the floor here, and I'm going to fully weld that once the cab's off, so that I don't risk getting any sparks or anything on the gas tank. Try to be a little safe here. So then the next thing, and what I worked on today, was this connecting the bottom of the rockers. Oh, and I kind of skipped over this part. Top of the rockers, I took a piece of steel and I drilled holes in it. When I cut the Escalade floor, I left a little bit of a kind of a flange on there. So, but it wasn't long enough to reach the new rockers. So I took a piece of steel, drilled holes in it, spot welded it to the Escalade floor, and then it lines up, right about here on the new rockers. So I dropped the body down, spot welded the new rockers on the C10 cab to that plate that I put in there. Obviously, I'm going to fill all these holes and gaps and all that. So then next, I am working on bridging the gap on the bottom of the rockers. So I took a piece of steel, and I left a flange on the bottom of the Escalade rockers as well. And so I'm going to fully weld that piece in there, and it shouldn't look too bad, actually. I think that it'll flow pretty well. and you won't be able to tell that there's, you know, some guys have their rockers sticking down to here from the donor vehicle, and I didn't really want to do that. So, I mean, you won't be able to tell from up above. And then for the back here, I made a piece to kind of make it flow a little better into the back of the cab. So I have a lot more welding to do and grinding to make it look nice, but there's an update. I just took the rotisserie off, and I will be moving this to the 2-post lift so I can lift the body off of the frame. I'm going to clean up the frame, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use the Pour 15 or some other type of rust preventative paint. So here it is. I'll show you a little bit underneath the dash. There you go. So what's nice about keeping the Escalade floors, I'm going to be able to keep all the wiring from the Escalade intact, and so I'll have the heated and power seats, the adjustable pedals in and out. I'm going to use the steering column from the Escalade and anything that I can to just keep it as modern as possible. But here she is. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But I just wanted to give a little bit of an overview and an update of where I'm at. Thanks for watching.